Right, we are here just about. I'm Ken Dizzle, the Black Cyclist. We are here for the Zwift Big Spin 2026. It's a late start, but I'm here. Monday. Party time. I should probably adjust that camera a little bit. Right, so I had set up. I'm having some problems with my Asioma power pedals. I might need to look at that. It's just not reading my power. I did do a firmware update. Something's not quite up still. So there's still some more work to do. Anyway, shall we talk about what's going on today? Let's go! Right, so we're taking a bit of a pause from the Zwift games. We'll come back to finish that final stage, but right now we're looking for some bonuses. Whew. There are some prizes to be won with the Zwift Spin. There's a prize wheel at the end of this route. There's also some mystery prizes to be found and won. Guess the power up, all the usual stuff. It's a relatively short ride today. We are doing the flat out fast route, which is 22.5 kilometers in distance. There's barely any elevation, just 49 meters of elevation, so relatively flat. If you're looking for a fast race or a fast ride, you can go flat out without any fears of hills or struggling, having to stand up out the saddle. And this is probably one of the routes. Be sure to tune in all the way to the end, or use the chapters after the live finishes. We've got an end of ride review where I tell you what I thought about this route and what category to put it in for your short routes, your easy routes, your hard routes, all of that stuff. In the meantime, we should really try and catch up those riders in front. So I'm just going to put a bit of effort in. Ride with the group. Whew. Okay, there's no point doing a group ride if you're not going to ride with the group. This is what Zwift Cycling is all about. Right, so thank you for joining. As always, we are live over on Twitch and on YouTube. So thank you for everyone who tunes in. Whether you're here as a weekly regular thing, you can always catch me here Mondays and Thursdays, live at 5. I know today it's 4:30, but the big spin starts on every half hour. So it's either start late or start early. I decided to start early, why not? Shall we do a little bit of drafting? Right. Whew. So for anyone who's already here, already familiar with Zwift, essentially it's like riding your outside bike inside, with the look or the pretend that you are outside. So we have these virtual worlds that Zwift has created. All of your riding environments are perfect. Flat roads, no chance of a puncture. The only problem you'll have is your chain coming off, which might have happened to me about a week ago. Anyway, no traffic holding you up, no pedestrians having to weave around, just perfect routes, perfect conditions, allowing you to just focus on cycling. And although I am absolutely not affiliated to Zwift in any way, I am part of a affiliates program where I do have some affiliate links. Now I only link to things that I would absolutely use myself. And oh, what's happened there? And one of those is what's going on? And one of those is the Zwift. Well, anything to do with Zwift, really. Let's have a look. Let's Let's move this. Get there eventually. Okay, here we go. Right, so one of those is anything to do with Zwift, anything to do with fitness. I don't take any other sponsorships. I'm more about making sure that if you do use one of my links, that you get the discount rather than me. But anything that you do click, I will get a small commission. Doesn't affect the price you pay. If you are thinking of getting yourself a turbo trainer, right now you can get the Zwift frame at a discounted price. It's like £200 off or $200 off. If you use my QR code or my link in the description, that will take you straight to the page. You can get the Zwift frame added to your turbo trainer for £549 or $599 or euro. And that's about all I've got to say for that. I mean, it speaks for itself. You need to put the effort in, but just connect your turbo trainer and you're good to go. Right, shall we get on? That's that bit out the way. So, should we talk a little bit more about Zwift, what this is all about? Right now you can see we've actually got these really fancy hats on. So it's a group ride. The Zwift Big Spin. There are, I can't actually see how many riders are on at the moment, but there's quite a few riders on here. We've got 19 kilometers left to go. And the best thing about riding in a group, it just makes it a bit more interesting. But we can also share some of the effort or some of the load that we have through cycling. So right now, we are in a bit of a bunch, which means that we're all being shielded from the wind. That boy's got quite a fancy bike there. So as I'm in the front, this is called me taking the first pull. There's one guy on that fancy looking bike, he's doing a coffee break. And that's a bit of a feature that the Zwift game has, where let's say you've forgotten your towel, or you're struggling, you want a bit of a breather, you've started the Zwift ride, but you need to either pause to maybe grab a water bottle, nip to the toilet, but you don't want to stop and leave your position. You can press the coffee break button and it will keep your avatar, your rider, with the current group that you're with. Now it only lasts for a set amount of time, and that time is extended based on how long you've been riding for. So you might get 30 seconds if you've ridden for about 10 minutes, a bit longer if you've rode for longer. So use it strategically if you need to, or just use it as a chance to just like get a bit of a breather. Right, I've taken my pull in front. Usually what would happen when you're taking a pull, just gonna tighten my shoes, is other riders will rotate, sharing that lead in front. Now these riders that I'm with right now don't seem to be that keen in taking a pull. I'm going probably just below the rate I want to go. So I'm not going to worry about sticking with these. I'm just going to worry about going up with that group in front. So what I should have done was jumped onto the tail of this rider in front. And we could have both drafted to the group in front. So I'm going to put my effort up. You'll see top left of the screen, my watts have gone up to 234. If I look behind me, you can see I've left those riders behind. Now the trick is to reduce your speed, your power, as you get closer, so you don't fly past these riders completely. I'm looking to slot in just with these riders. Give a little group ride on. Now again, I think these riders might be going a little bit slow for what I want. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to check this little menu here. So the riders are behind me, so they're these ones here. And I can see how much power they're putting out. So S Wacker, is currently doing 1.2 watts per kilogram. Def WOSR is doing 1.5. There's 1.6 behind them, so more or less what I'm doing now, but I kind of want someone who's doing around about 2 watts per kilogram, so that's still a little bit slow for me. So unless I'm happy to go at this pace, I probably don't want to ride with those riders. Although I do know British Sign Language, so I could probably do some sign language with that deaf rider there. Although they're most likely using German Sign Language. We can still communicate though, that's the beauty of sign language. It's probably the only true universal language. Anyway, right now we are talking the language of cycling. Should we do a quick screen description? Anyone new can see what's going on. So top left of the screen, you can see the power that I'm putting out. 145 watts. 84 is my cadence, that's my pedals going round. I'm wearing a heart rate strap. I've also got a backup heart rate monitor on my wrist. Heart rate's currently 132. Breathing a little bit high on my chest. My wrist is saying 123, so a little bit of deviance or variance there. Another reason why I like to dual record. And then you can also see the total calories that I have burnt during this ride. Now I usually do guess the calories at the end of each ride to see how many calories you think I might have burnt. We've got 16.5 kilometers left to go, so feel free to guess if you want. Let me check the Garmin. The Garmin's also got me at about 70 calories so far. All good? All good, right. And in the top middle of the screen you can see what I'd have in my sort of like cockpit or my head unit, my Garmin bike computer. So you got the speed, distance travelled, total amount of elevation and the elapsed time. So I've been going for 13 minutes and 50 seconds, and then the blue progress bar is showing you how much of this lap we have to go. 16.1 kilometers left, and the little blue bar that keeps fluctuating in and out, that's giving me an indicator to see if I'm the right optimal distance behind a cyclist in front. So that's putting me in the drafting zone. And of course, just above me, the facing forward me, you can see a linear map of the route. The green bit is what we've done so far. So you get a chance to see any hills coming up, and also an indication as to where you got your Powerups. Talking of which, you can notice I've got the truck symbol above me. That's the draft Powerup. So using that, it will maximise the draft benefit I'm getting. So right now you can see we're in this line, like a Peloton. Means we're all in the draft. We're riding at the most optimal position for a group of cyclists. And pressing that draft Powerup will fire off for around about 30 seconds. It will just increase that draft benefit that you're getting for a certain amount of time. And that's it. That's your basics when it comes to Zwift. If you think this is something that you want to get started in, I've got hundreds of videos. I've been Zwifting for just over 5 years now, and pretty much streaming that entire time. So if you're not watching one of my lives, live at 5 GMT, Monday and Thursday, I'm giving myself 5 days solid there. Mondays and Thursdays, some bonus rides on the weekends, and I pretty much tell you everything you need to get yourself started in Zwift, and also little chats, questions from the chat, and anything sort of like fitness related. Right, that's that done. We've got 15 kilometers left to go, so 8 kilometers down already. As I say, this is a nice flat route, shouldn't take too long to compete. I do like to start the week with a zone 2 ride, so that's going at this relatively low to medium pace. My heart rate is usually at between 130 and 140 beats per minute. and I'm going at somewhere between 1.6 and 2.2 watts per kilogram. I've done videos explaining what watts per kilogram is, but it's essentially just a power to weight calculation to give you an indication as to the effort that people are going. So it's going to be individual to your power and your weight. But you know that if you join a group ride that has a watts per kilogram rating of say between 1.8 and 2 watts per kilogram, you know the effort is going to be pretty consistent for people at that level. So that's pretty much the effort level you'd need to go. So let's have a look. What does 2 watts per kilogram translate to for me? So I'm going to try and maintain 2 watts per kilogram. There you go, 2 watts per kilogram, more or less. As you can see, it's around about 150 to 160 watts on the flat. So obviously if you're going downhill, that will need more watts. If you're going uphill, less. No, you'll put out more watts uphill because of the effort. Don't let it worry you. You can get too hung up on watts per kilogram when all you need to do really is just turn your pedals and enjoy the ride. Right then. Woo. It has been an active day. Feel free to shout out any gains, anything that you might be celebrating, any achievements you've had from the weekend. Have you smashed a goal? You competed in a race? Got yourself a new bike? Hit yourself a new weight gain? We are all about celebrating gains. Your motivation on a Monday and Thursday with the Black Cyclists. Let's do this. Oh yeah. And you know what, when the adrenaline kicks in, whew, it does make the ride so much easier. It's like I've got my second breath absolutely warmed up. Let's go. Oh yeah. Bring the energy. You know what, for a moment I was kind of thinking, oh, maybe it won't go on today, maybe have a break. I'll be working away for a couple of days. So I thought, but I might as well go on, I'm not going to be here. Work sometimes has to take priority, so I just adjust my training accordingly. Whew. Right, what's this? So I've got the usual spammers over on Twitch. Whew. Trying to tell me that I can get top streamers and I can get watchers. I don't need watchers, I need real people. Hey? Bots aren't gonna like my videos. Bots can't tell me about the new bike they're thinking of getting. Let's do some ride-ons. So at some point I will fire off this Powerup, trying to maximise on its use, although there's no real hills on this section now. There's only about 30 metres of elevation left to go. Now this route is the Tempest Fugit going through the Watopia wastelands. It's like the desert routes So usually when I'm thinking I just want to jump on the bike, just ride, maybe clock some distance, this is one of the routes that I would jump on, nice and flat. That's the front of the pack, passing us on the left. They've obviously got to the end, looped round and come back again. So if you are looking to get yourself the Tron bike, which is the bike that I'm currently on, with the big neon wheels that light up, I'll probably avoid selecting Tempest as a ride to do. Once you've selected the concept bike challenge, it's all about trying to accumulate 50,000 miles, 50,000 meters of elevation. So every time you ride, just select a route that's got hills, especially if you're doing a workout. And all of those hills, all those meters will slowly accumulate. Next thing you know, you've got the Tron bike. Hey, set your expectations well. It's going to take you about a year to get it, maybe longer, depending on how much you ride and the sort of hills. But you know what? The fact that you have to put so much effort and time in to get it means that it feels well earned when you've got it. It's all good. I feel so good. Loads of energy. I think it might be the couple of rounds of toast with some luxury Tesco finest marmalade I had and a coffee before I started. That's what's fueling me right now. 3 Weetabix at around about 1:30. So nutrition and fueling is something I do take quite seriously. I don't focus too much, and then I don't worry if I'm over or I'm under any particular target. I have a rough idea as to where I want to be, where I need to be. Have an idea of what foods are higher in calories, which ones are less so. I only eat 2 meals a day, so my first meal is always like cereal or porridge, around about 500 to 600 calories. Definitely have some sugar in there, usually golden syrup, some raisins, a few almonds. So I've got some nice high energy, some healthy fats in there, and that's slow release fibre, slow release carbs to take me through these bike rides or my yoga or resistance band session, followed by my evening meal. 2 meals a day just makes it easier for me to maintain my calories. I'm not looking to be huge. Those days are behind me. I just want to maintain, be fit, have a nice, strong, healthy heart, and just be good on the bike. Like one of my favourite tunes. Make sure you have your playlists on lock. Yeah. Okay, so coming up to the final 10 kilometers on this flat out fast. It's certainly flat, and if you are looking to go fast, this is the route for you. Roughly 22 kilometers in distance and just shy of 59 meters of elevation. Jump on, hit the watts, get the cadence going, and woo, smash. Hey, whether you're zone 2, 3, 4 or 5, woo, you're gonna get some distance on this one. It's like I'm leading this whole group. I feel like a cowboy with my cowboy hat on. For a moment, I was about to start singing Bon Jovi. Shall I do it? Let's do it. Bit of a freestyle, right, but not to the Bon Jovi tune. We will do it. I like singing or rhyming as I'm riding, it's just a distraction. Here we go, yo, yo. This Romeo is biking. You can't see my sweat. It's nothing but some Zwift game. Go fast as you can get. We're on the flat out fast route. We got 9 kilometers to go. I've never been a sprinter, cause I'm just too slow. I can be a bike race in the way you want me to be, but I guess I'm not that fast anymore. Baby, don't you see? Whew. That was a little bit too high for me. Let's just admit it, I'm not a singer. Whew. Oh yeah. We are absolutely flying. So at some point, we will get a chance to spin the wheel. This is how I got the BMX bike on 2025's big spin. I don't know what's up for grabs this time, but I'm going to ride as many of these routes as I can, maximise on the spin. If you've done the Zwift big spin already and you've won something, let us know what it is in the comments. Or do you have your mind something? What you're looking to get? Oh, nearly quit by mistake then. I don't know what happened. So don't forget that if you are looking to get yourself a Zwift frame, as I'm showing on the screen just here, you can get a discounted £200 or $200 off, only until the end of March 2026. Use my link or my QR code at the end of this video. Check the description. And yeah, I do get a small commission. As you know, I do invest that directly into providing free bikes for kids or updating the stream. You know what? Really want to get as many people cycling as possible, whether that's indoors or out. Spring is nearly upon us. Oh, I can't wait to be getting more of these bike rides outside. Get the gravel bike dusted off. I mean, I say dusted off, there's no dust on my bikes. I mean, the one on the side's got a bit of dust on, but this is a dusty room. What's your go-to bike? If you can only ride one bike, and I have a few, but what would that one bike be? I should do more rides like this. Maybe every Monday should be a flat route. I just feel like I've got so much energy. No, not having to struggle up a hill or... I mean, my heart rate's really low, 120, is that right? I think this heart rate strap's just shot. It's had its day. I do have a spare one, but my wrist is an accurate one. And the wrist is saying 138. I know my heart rate's not 120. I'm not that fit. The lower the heart rate at effort, the fitter you are. I mean, I'd love it that if I was doing 1.8, 1.6 watts per kilogram, I had a heart rate at 120. But no. As I said earlier, somewhere between 130 and 140. It's to where we usually am. Ooh. Oh, I didn't mean to press that drafting boost then, but I pressed it anyway, so I'm just going to make sure that I can get behind this rider, maximise the draft. I want to do a group ride on. I do have to click controllers here. You can currently get them from the Zwift shop, $49.99, includes a Zwift cog. I've got no links or discounts for them, so just feel free to head over there, get yourself one. I did check it out last week and there was 50% off, so half price. Now I thought it was a bargain at 50, down from 100, and you get the cog as well. So like, I was like, oh, I should have bought another one. But that would just be a bit greedy. I don't need two sets of controllers. I mean, a spare cog's always handy. Oh, that dude's on the BMX. So the BMX behind me. Maybe I need to jump onto my BMX. So we've got someone from the chat. It's Sid F9T. Hello, brother. How's it going? I'm new to cycling. Just bought an entry-level hybrid bike recently. I've like 350 kilometers. I do like 10 kilometers a day for now. Hey, that is awesome. That's pretty impressive. 10 kilometers, 6 miles. So you're riding every day. I'd probably say, I know you're enjoying it. Are you riding for fitness? Are you commuting? So I think sometimes it's important to also include some rest days in there as well, just to add to your recovery, so your body has a chance to repair. But I mean, you could just be taking a leisurely ride. So this ride I'm doing now is what I call like a zone 2 with a little bit of zone 3. So you'll see this like colourful ribbon below. It's okay, there's a lot of grey in there, but it's mostly blue with some green. So blue is zone 2, green is zone 3. This is one of those light rides where, think about it as if you was running every day, but on a couple of days, instead of running, you just go for a nice slow-paced jog. That's your zone 2. And that's like really good, just to give yourself a nice base level of training. Zone 2 is the sort of effort you put in that will give you your endurance. But yeah, congratulations on the hybrid. And looks like you've done some decent distance. Is that what you've done all this year so far? You've probably ridden more than me so far this year. I've not had a great amount, but absolutely you are in the right place if you are looking for just tips, advice, even just asking a question about some element of cycling that you probably have got an itch about. Maybe you're thinking about adding something additional to your cycling setup. Maybe you need more training. Usually be zone 3 most of the time. You're 181 centimeters, weigh 6'6". Okay, so you're quite slim. I think that's 5'11", just shy of 6 foot, 66 kilograms. So a little bit, around about 11.5 stone, 12 stone. So you got some decent size, all good. Yeah, I'd say don't feel that you have to do anything crazy. And yes, you can use other people as a measure to sort of like see where you are, but it doesn't mean you have to be exactly like them. So eventually you will find someone who's at your level or just above, and that should be your pace really, to either try to get up to that next person's level, but at least then when you are riding with someone else, you're at similar sort of effort levels. Doesn't really matter what zone you're in, but also if you have a heart rate monitor and a parameter, those levels are going to be better calibrated. But you also at some point need to either do an FTP test or at least gauge where you are in terms of fitness. Now, someone who's new to cycling, especially if you're doing indoor cycling, I wouldn't necessarily say go and do an FTP test, not unless you want to suffer. I'm sure you can watch one of my videos of me doing my FTP, the last one, and you will suffer. But you've only got to do it once really to get an idea. But the easier option, your next bike ride, just take a note of what your average watts are. And as long as you've ridden for about 20 minutes or half an hour, you can pretty much get an average as to what level you was at. It won't be precise, but it's as uncomplicated as it needs to be. So let's say, for example, at the end of this ride, I finish and my watts are about 1.6 watts per kilogram. I know that that's given me average watts of about 160, 180. And I need to ask myself, how consistent did I ride that, and could I do that for an hour? Probably so, because I'm not all out. So that will probably give you a rough idea as to where your FTPs. So if you found you was at your top level, just go up a bit more. If you found you was not quite there, go down a bit. So based on that, I would say an FTP of around about 180, 200 should be about right. It's only a rough estimation. And once you've got those settings in, you'll have a better idea as to where your zones are. But if you are using Zwift, like indoor, at the end of each ride, it will tell you what your average watts are, and it will estimate what your FTPs. So yeah, don't worry about it too much. Just know how you feel and what the effort's like. So hopefully that helps. I think I might have over-egged it a little bit though. It's not something you need to know. It's just nice to know, especially if you are looking to improve and make gains. But I think you can have all of this equipment, heart rate monitors, Garmin, trip computers, parameters, sleep monitors, all of that stuff, but nothing, I guess, is more accurate than how you feel. So for example, I was riding earlier and the heart rate on the screen, it says 120. Now I know that at this rate, my heart rate's not 120. Right now, without looking at my watch, at this pace, I should be maybe 136, 137. I'm gonna look at my watch and see what my watch says. It says 140. Then if I can show you. Can you see? Really? Yeah? No. Anyway, see? But that's 5 years of riding Zwift, knowing what sort of power I'm putting out when I'm riding. And I was on it last week, and the parameter was connected, same as when I first started this ride. And I was going at the pace I'm going now, and it was reading like 49 watts. So I think there's a fault on my parameter. I hope it's not broken. I might need to be on the email to Asioma. So I think we get a chance to get a power up if we go through here. We do. I'm going to go for draft. Okay, aero. Okay. Sid's back. Not sure if it is correct, but my cadence, it shows 79. But I can get in belly fat. So I started cycling. I should do some weights too, I guess. So 79 Sounds about right. That's about the average. The average person naturally turns at about 80. I mean, look at mine now. I'm doing 80. It's actually if you're doing the right things at the right time. Just stay consistent. See that you've got some belly fat coming and just ignore it while still munching a burger, drinking full fat Coke. That's where, you know, like, haven't got myself to blame, could I have done something different? So yeah, just take it one day at a time. Something like riding, running, it's got to burn more calories per hour, per minute than lifting weights. But it is good to mix some things up as well. Yeah, get a balance between strength and fitness. Only do the things that you enjoy. And if there's something that you do that you don't enjoy, that's usually the thing that gives you the best gains and the most amount of weight loss or muscle build. That's why you hate it, because it's hard. If it was easy, we'd all look like Adonises. We'd all be like supermodels and big like fitness freaks. It's supposed to be hard, right? That's why you appreciate it more, because it's hard. But it doesn't need to be crazy hard. Yeah? Anyway, that's what I say. Right. Fitness tips from the BBC. And all my advice is always free. The advice I give is just what I do. I'm not saying I have the best advice or that it's gospel. It's absolutely not endorsed by any fitness, science or anything like that. This is just my entire life of training and working out. This is what works for me. I do take different advice and guidance from a range of sources, some academic, some from users. Most of it is my own experience. I tend not to go much with anecdotal, apart from what I'm offering. But yeah, I think have a balance of different theories and techniques. Challenge everything. Just because someone's always done something one way for years doesn't mean that's still the best way. Things change, people change, so do attitudes. Since back, I've completely stopped eating restaurant food, no fried food. Sometimes I have Diet Coke if I can't resist. Sticking to home food with more veggies. Salad, I forgot to press the error. Yeah, that all sounds good. More veggies, eggs, rice. Okay, yeah. So what you just explained there is a balance. Right, it's a big spin. Give me the bike. Give me the bike. Come on, first go, first go. Oh, oh yes. Oh, how did I get the bike on the first go? That is brilliant. Oh, see, Sid. This is all for you, this is Sid. Thank you. So we've won the bike. Brilliant. That is brilliant. Okay, so we'll finish this ride, then we'll check out, see what we've won. Boom, boom, boom. Route completed, flat out fast. So we get some XP. Right, so let's do a quick ride summary. This was the flat out fast route. Stage 1 of the Zwift Big Spin. 22.7 kilometers in distance with just 49 meters of elevation, so really flat. You can see we finished this whole ride in 45 minutes. So a fast rider will probably do this in around about 38-40 minutes. If you're going a bit slower, expect to take maybe 50-55 minutes. Absolutely one of those rides of under an hour and just over half an hour. Add it to your list of quick bang for your bucks ride. And if you're doing it during a Zwift Big Spin, you also get a chance, as well as getting fit and earning XP, of actually doing a spin wheel. And as you can see, I've just won the bike on the first spin. I don't know how I did that. Right, we will check it out in just a sec. Thank you for everyone in the chat over on Twitch and on YouTube. Thank you to SidF9T. You're like the first. I'm like the first like I subscribed and showed love. Because of that, I got the bike. Accept it. Okay. Was that you got the bike, or you're saying I got the bike? So check it out. I'm so excited to check it out. Let's see what we got. Right, let's get. As we're cooling down, we can still spin. We've got to go to the garage. Oh, okay, I've got to stop pedaling for the frame to come up. Okay, so we stop pedaling and then see what comes up. Should we just stop the ride? We should just stop the ride, shouldn't we? Let's just stop the ride. And then we do a cool down on with the turbo pacers. Okay, yeah, I mean, obviously I wasn't expecting it was going to be as fancy as the BMX I got last year. Oh, I love that BMX. I think I need to get that and try and get it into as many upgrades as I can. Whew. And I think I've actually managed to maintain my streak as well. I'm on a streak, yes, I'm on a 10-week streak. There's all my stats for the year. My 5 second is 1112 watts. FTP's got me at 221, so it's fallen a bit because I've not been riding as consistently. My actual FTP is something like 242. Right, let's go to the garage. Let's see what we've got. I mean, there's probably too many bikes for me to see now. Okay, here it is. Oh, okay, Zwift MX Rider. Okay, this is it. We can change the colours. Let's change the colours. What should we go for? Sid, what colour should we have, Sid? You can pick the colour. Okay, so it says like all these colours, but it doesn't look like changing that much. Red, right, we're going to go for the red. Ah, okay, it doesn't, these colours don't match on here. There you go. Right, let's also, oh, didn't want that. Let's jump on to the Robo Pacers. Right, here we go. Let's check it out. I'm gonna need to change my view. See what we've won. Riding with the pace partners. So it's like it almost looks like a chopper from the 80s. Remember, well, you might not be as old as me, but there was this bike called a chopper, and they basically made a bike that looked like a motorbike, and as a kid you'd ride it, pretend you was on a motorbike. You'd also get like a pop can, crush it, and you'd put it on the back wheel. You get like lollipop sticks, so you could hit the spokes. So as you pedalled, it felt more, well, it sounded like a motorbike. This is kind of what this reminds me of. Motorbike, but with pedals. I wonder what it's like if you sprint. Last sprint, I broke my chain. Does he get out of the saddle? Oh yeah, I like it, I like it. Right, let's change the view again. Let's go on to chase. Get a rear view. Not so you can check out my ass. Take the Zwift for a... when I go... or dog mat. I think I've got one of those bikes already. Oh, okay, I've already on chase. There's me trying to change it to what it's already on. Rear facing. So usually when you're front facing, if I press the down arrow, it makes me look back. If I press the down arrow now, will it make me look front? No, it won't. So when I press the down arrow, once it's out, oh no, it's just a... Right, anyway, this is all fun, enjoyable. So, ride review, I've done the ride review, it was all good. Definitely add that to your list as a quick ride. If you are doing the Zwift Big Spin, if you're lucky, you'll also get this, I'm going to call it a grifter, and it's a grifter, the old bike from the 80s. Anyway, I'm Ken Dizzle, the Black British Cyclist. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my cool down, and then I'll be doing some yoga, enjoy a nice early evening. Thank you to Sid for joining the chat and for picking today's bike colour. Don't forget, you can catch me Mondays and Thursdays live at 5, and I do everything cycling, fitness related. Again, today's stream is affiliated where you can get yourself a discount on the Zwift frame if you already have a turbo trainer. So that's the picture of it on the left of the screen. Use my link or my QR code to get yourself £200 or $200 off. The offer's only valid until the 31st of March. I never do sponsored videos, but this is a sort of deal that I'm sure you'll all appreciate. So grab a bargain if you was going to get one anyway, or don't. In the meantime, I will see you at the next stream. Thanks for watching. Oh, I'm going to pass the raid on to the people on Twitch. See you soon.